Hello, in this video I will show you the practice how you can intercept and check what is going on bad inside the scene and uh, how much you have draw calls on different angles and triangle count, and in the example I will show you how to create a loads optimizing of the material and a little bit of merging also. Okay, let's start. Here we have the scene. It's free. It's from Unreal Engine Marketplace. And you can see the name, Medieval Docks, and with the ships and big location inside. And here, I don't know the scene actually. I don't know how much something cost, but it's a big scene. And need to be a lot of with the optimization. And for now, we need the check what we have here. You can see we have a lot of static meshes. It's too much for mobile platform. And for start, for begin, I will check the stats. Stats to check a lot of triangle count, and yes, you can see 1 million and 5.5 plus million triangle count. It's so big, really. It's too big for FPS. Okay, texture size, let's check it. Okay, only 4K textures and a lot of 2K. Yeah, it's really heavy scene. It's really take a lot, like 1 gigabyte plus memory on the GPU. It's a lot. And if it will be with some FX post process, it will take more. And lighting. The lighting looks fine, except those guys, but maybe it's big models, and maybe we need to leave them with better quality. And okay, we can check the water. Um, I don't like those guys. To not select them, just later I will make it visible, but for now, when I'm developing, I don't like to have and select particles all the time. And we have the material, I need to check it. It's medium on the yes, it's medium. It's maybe normal, but if I have lots, yes, I have lots. Okay, it looks good. I can check some stats, but for now I need to understand the assets. Well, you can see it's a heavy actually model, not a big model, but we render 5 materials because it starts from 0, and we render, yeah, a lot of times we call again and again those materials, but we can merge them, and it will be better if we will just make a merging of these walls like this for a little parts, but don't need to merge all of the models because you load anyway into the memory. For example, if we have the scene and our start of the player will be at the middle, and we have the big location inside, and you can merge, and the player can see only, for example, this angle of view, and you can merge models here. It will be fine because if player will see this, he will render those. But if you will merge a big count of meshes, for example, like here, this number 2 mesh, if you will just render here, you will load all into the memory, all this big mesh, and you will load the draw calls from it and triangle count. And for this, it's better to merge for the lesser parts, like here and here, when the user can render only like, okay, 2 of them maximum will be, but he also can render only one, and he will have the better performance from the merging. Okay, also we need to make LEDs on some of the models. Oh, it's too heavy. Also, if you have the material with the moving, when you will have a material, and this material, oh, it's okay with the functions. Okay, it's harder to check. I will create the material. If you will set this world position offset in the material, it calls every tick on the GPU level, and it will take a lot, really. And if you will have like 100 moving objects from the GPU, from this world on the material, it's a lot. It's very heavy material. And from those materials, what we have here, it's a lot, really. It's a huge kind of like uh, for a good artist. It's maybe, I don't know how much time, but he can take a model and redraw only those all materials into one single, and it will be more optimized like in the 10 times than like what we have right now, because every material will load some textures, and it works for all of the materials, and we load from this only single ship a lot of materials and textures into the our GPU memory. And also let's check the LEDs inside. Triangle count is a big, you can see right here. Resolution is for the lighting, it's fine for the big mesh. And let's check LEDs. LED. Okay, we have some LEDs. Okay, but it looks really ugly. Yeah. Okay, we have here LEDs. Where we don't have LEDs. Ah. Okay, most of us it's just had LEDs. Yeah, it's great that the artist made LEDs to decrease triangle count from the big range. Okay, for example, I will just show you how to create. I will delete the LEDs. I will write to 1, apply. Now we have only one LED. To make more LEDs, you need to go to the settings LEDs, and you need to LED settings here. Press the count of LEDs. For example, I need to three LEDs. I'm going to right click, and now we have 3 LEDs right now, and you can see here triangle count when it will be bigger and lesser, and you can see exactly model right now when it's changing. Also we can set the range, the current screen size, right, for every model, like on 0.5 this one LED, because I selected one. I'm working with the one. 50. Yeah. We will switch to this LED number 1, and for the number 2 we will switch on the bigger range. For example, I think it's great, 3, and make auto and save. And for now You can see when we are close, we have the biggest quality of LEDs, but when we are moving far away, we are just jumping to the lower LEDs. And it's really hard to see the difference, but you will do the optimizing actually. It's will lighter model for the rendering. And yeah, it works great. When you close maximum quality, lesser LD1 and lesser. For PC you can make a lot, but for mobile I recommend to not use more than 3 or 4 LEDs for one model, and not a lot of textures inside the material. Also, what I saw not great for the optimizing when we have the one material instance for like it's great way inside Unreal when we have I will clear this and call again. When we have one material inside, and with this material we can place them into the different models like cube 1, cube 2, cube 3. We can like put it, but more optimizing when we will use the material instance. Instances are a little bit lighter than material, but if you will put them nearly, yeah, and also when you have the parent materials, because you can have the main material with a lot of different maybe not needed parts like moving maybe with the glass material, some settings with the opacity and normals and other parts, and it works with the parameters, and it will be not optimizing when you will reuse it. Because if you need the simple material, for example for this or for the box, like it will be better for the box, and you will have the material um, and inside this material you make changes. You make material instance from this one, and you add or change new textures here. New textures on your scene, but you will have not needed parts from your material. For example, moving objects, or maybe glass, or some other parts, and it's also will take as parent textures, like you use on the parent 4 textures default and 2K resolution on this main material, and your child material instance, what you are using, will include all of the times 4 textures and plus your new textures what you select for the box. For example, you have 3 and you will increase this, and your box will load into the memory node 3 textures, not you will load 7. You will load 7 textures, and it's really heavy for this one guy, and it's easier just to create a new material and put 3 textures inside and put this material, not instance, inside your box. It will be better for the optimizing. It will be better. Then you will load 7 because you have parent material here, this parent, and your child material instance will be do this calculation for that cube, and it's really not great for the optimizing. Like you will load not needed textures. I can show you, for example, I can copy this dude, and I can go to the empty scene with the cubes. I paste it here, this model, and I can check the I can play with the statics, right? Yeah, and we can see the textures what we have, and for the actors sort them, and you can see how much actually you can take. It's too much. You can see all of these dudes will take your memory. Not needed, like not needed a lot of, and you need only 3 textures, but your material have the parent material, and it's anyway will take those not needed into the memory textures. And in this material you can see we overwrite the parameters, and we will put, like I said, 3 materials inside and 1 material instance. And this material instance will use some functions and other textures. And it's not great because you load all of those dudes plus your new textures. And better to just recreate material and put it inside manually. Engine parts. For example, how you can play with it. You can create the material mtest, and inside this we can find those guys and put it inside the material. Second one, it's normal, and last one, it's base color. Okay, and put base color to the base color. I think it's roughness, but maybe not, but I hope it's roughness. And normal. Oh no, maybe it's specular. Yeah, looks better. And normal to normal. And we can like put this material and make changes to our box. You can see it's not a big difference, right? Not a big difference, but with this material I will save. Oh, now we will check the statistic. Refresh, because we need to new. The statistics will show us not great because it's taken by the default. Like if you will open your material, you need to change inside the default the material. Test. Okay, now we need to update the statistics. Yeah. Boom. Yeah. And now we have only those 3 guys loaded into our GPU. It's so much less actually. Only 3 textures you can see. It's a way also to make optimizing, to not load not needed parts and not needed textures, because they take it a lot. Now we are going to back to this scene and we can check more with the stats. Okay, we have, if I play simulate, okay, I will not have this camera sequence. And we can play with the stats. Right now we have near 2 million triangle count. It's really now more and more, yeah, 3 million. On this view less, this not a lot, And on this view we have a big count, and here we have the bigger like boss with the losses of our performance. Start scene rendering. Yeah. We can see the drop calls right now. It's a lot of drop calls. Dynamically we can see them from every angle of view. And you need right now intercept the issues. Like here we will have a lot, the biggest, like, and on this angle of view we need to make optimizing with the drop calls, and we need to play with them. Here we have less drop call, here is drop calls, I think normal, but they take a huge count of just GPU. Okay, and also we can press Ctrl Shift Comma. Yep, and check this scene. What just take it much? The most. Per pass. I think it's maybe can be a sequence. Post processing, and yeah, we need to know a better scene and what it's take it. And from this, oh, 5 materials for the roof. It's too much. We have again those guys, and for the just showing you how it can be. For if the player will be here, or here it's will be okay. On this angle we can merge the meshes by the materials. It's just for testing and showing. For a real I need to check every material, and if I have the same material it's better to merge. If I have unique materials it's not great to merge them by default merge. But again, you need to make it on the end. And we can make a merging. Right now, developer, merge actors. And we can play with this merge actor. And we will create the actors. You can see we have one actor here with the different components. One component will be only with the two guys. We can check them. This one. And other. Now we have so much actors. Okay, Control Z. Okay. I just missed this actor actually, but it will be the same, and you will have a lot, like 3 components inside, and you can have a less drop call count. But for this huge scene, it will be not enough. You need to make all of mergings for the static meshes, what you don't need to move. And after that, I will have the better drop calls, much lesser, and you will have bigger FPS. And also you need to delete or make a lot of LEDs to decrease triangle of counts, because we have to match them. And with this you need to make LEDs or help of the artist to recreate the model. Or it's also possible when you, for example, have the player here and the player cannot move. You cannot come from this side and check the mesh, or from this angle of view, and you can delete these background parts of the model. Those guys, right, also. To delete not needed. And you will have the great model, but from this angle you will have empty, and it will increase your FPS because you will make less triangle count. Most of times you will have the troubles with some dynamic lighting or post-processing, triangle count, drop calls, and maybe aventic logic. It's just too important. Effects, fogs, it's also heavy, but it's easier, much easier to intercept those guys. You check, okay, it's on the GPU, take it a lot. You can just disable them or make static, and to work with more static objects inside. Um, I hope that's it, and if you guys will have some questions, you can write in the comments below under the video. And if you like this video, please like, and it will motivate me to make more content. Also about the optimizing, I can make better tutorials, like unique what you exactly want. But again, I need some likes and comments of your ideas to create boost of the FPS inside, because it's really big routine work to play with the assets, to make merging to decrease of some angle of views, drop calls, and check from all of the sides, delete not needed polygon counts, add loads, and work with the profiling to check the stats and to be inside your limit. It's very important on your like Xbox, PlayStation, or Oculus Quest 2, for example. You can Google your limitation. You can search them inside Google, and you can do your project exactly what you need. Also, later, if you need, I can make a level streaming tutorial. And for now, again, thank you for watching, and if you like, please like and write the comments, I like it, and thank you for watching, bye.